Hey guys, and welcome back to my podcast. I deeply apologize for not posting this weekend. It was incredibly tiring. I was exhausted, and I did not really feel like doing a podcast. And this weekend, I can't do a podcast either because I have my show, which you guys should see. It is Shrek Junior, and it will be at Fairfield Ward High School, July 17th and 18th at 8 o'clock, and July 19th at 2 o'clock. So please come see the show and support me and the cast members because they're all doing a very great job. And I'm proud of everyone, and I hope everyone breaks a leg. Not literally. If you're a theater kid, you know what that means. And yeah, so let's get started with this podcast. So today's podcast is going to be about um, a situationship I had freshman year of high school. Another one, yay! And this will be called Terrifier, and it will make more sense why it's called Terrifier Storytime as I talk about it. So I'm gonna try my best to briefly remember. I can't speak English. You guys know this. To try to remember the situation because freshman year is such a blur to me. This is basically the only thing I remember about freshman year, and it's barely there. So, um, let's get started. Okay, so like I said, this started my freshman year of high school, and um, so how I met this kid, I don't really even remember how he met me. Apparently, like before, he was sitting at my breakfast table, and I never really noticed him. I was hiking on my phone all the time, and I was to myself freshman year, so I did not notice that he was sitting at my breakfast table. And then the day before Halloween, he sat at my breakfast table, and um, when the bell rung, he told me that he liked my backpack, and my backpack was Ghostface at the time. So I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then we started talking about like the Ghostface movies and stuff. And then the bell rang, and then he wanted me to class, and so I got his number, and we started talking. And he was wondering if I could like go trick or treat with him for Halloween. I'm like, oh, I mean, I'm already going with friends, but I'm sure they won't mind if you come. So let me talk to them first. And I really regret doing that because it just gets worse from here. Yay. My friends were okay with him coming. And we all went trick or treating together. I took a bunch of photos because, as you know me, I really loved taking photos and just creating memories and stuff. And Halloween was good. My friend's area is a very like good area to trick or treat, so we got a lot of candy and stuff. And the reason why this podcast is titled as Terrifier is because he was Terrifier for Halloween. So, um, I didn't really think much of it. Like, he was a new kid and he didn't really have much friends to go trick or treating with. So I'm like, I low-key feel bad for the kid, and obviously I would like to be friends because I haven't had a guy friend in forever. It's been a long time since I've actually talked to a guy, so I'm like, oh yay, finally a guy friend. You know, why not? And Halloween has started to get kind of weird. Because when we were taking photos, like he would put his hand on my shoulder or on my waist, and I didn't really think much of it because I'm like, maybe this is just how guys take pictures with girls. I don't freaking know. But I didn't really think much of it until now. I feel like that's kind of weird. Like we just met a day ago, and you're already like being touchy with me. Like, oh no, thank you. um, but um, I like he had this the Terrifier mask on, and he kept bumping into little kids. So I was just like, you know what? Let me hold this guy's hand so he can stop bumping into little kids. Which again, I didn't think much about because I was genuinely trying to help him. But now that I think about it more, I was maybe trying to flirt. I have no idea. Because I didn't if I didn't think much about him putting his hand on my shoulder or my waist when we took pictures, um, then why would I think too much about me like helping him like not bump into kids? So, that same week with that same friend group, we went to downtown and remember the friend that I told you about that she has a very nice area for trick or treating, which I go there. I've been going there every year since. Well, we're gonna call her if I can remember. I think her middle name is Ariana, so I'll just say Ariana. I'm gonna try my very best to memorize that. Um, but Ariana and I were very very close, eighth grade, and then we like kind of fell apart, and then we became closer again, ninth grade, and it's kind of hard to talk to her now because she doesn't really respond to her messages well. So I don't really like talk to people who don't know how to respond to the message. So I mean, I don't have any issue with her. She's a very good person. She's so sweet, and I wish her the best in life. She's amazing. She has amazing style. She's very very pretty, and I'm I'm proud to see her like grow up throughout these years. So I love her. I don't have any issue with her. It's just I guess high school just like kind of like distance you and stuff. Nothing has to. There's no reason for us to stop talking. But anyways, so Ariana, my ex situationship, and another person who Ariana and I were friends with. Um, we all went downtown just to hang out. Just I wanted to show my ex situationship the area because this is his first time living in Fairfield. So I wanted to show him around. And everything went well until Ariana and my ex situationship held hands on our way home to drop everyone off. That's when things start to get kind of bad because um, I think I don't even remember when I started to develop feelings for him, but I was like sort of like confused and I'm like, this is completely random. Like, what the heck happened? We were just like, well, no. I didn't really think much about it. I'm trying to like memorize it on the top of my head, but I didn't really think much of it. And then I started to develop feelings for him at the same time as her, which was bad. That's on me. That's definitely my fault because um yeah, I wouldn't want to like somebody that my friend likes, but I just couldn't control it because again, this is the first guy friend that I've had in a while, and I've only ever dated girls, so I really wanted to try to give guys a chance, and um, I tried to do that, and it did not go well. Um, I think the week after we went downtown, I was kind of freaking out to him about like liking him because I was still not over my ex, which I to this day don't know whether or not I'm over her. But I don't trust myself to get in relationships, as I mentioned before, because um, I just prefer to focus on myself and stuff. And I've been doing really well without a relationship. So, yeah. But I was freaking out to him about being in a relationship with him because I didn't want to ruin our friendship. And I also didn't want to like lead him on because this was 2023, but the beginning of my freshman year, and my ex and I broke up in 2022, the end of seventh grade. So I was still healing from that, and I didn't want to lead him on. I'm not the type of person to lead someone on, and I don't really like doing that. So I was speaking out to him about it, and he was like, "Why don't we just be like friends who have attractions towards each other?" And I'm just like, "What?" Okay, I mean that is a possibility, but I don't really remember what I said. It was just too chaotic. And then we never talked about it again for a while. And then there was this one time where I was going to watch a play at my school. They were hosting a play, and I wanted to watch it. And I was telling him that, like, oh, I'm going with my dad to see this play, and he was like, "Can I come?" What? I literally just told you I'm going with my dad. DAD. What do you mean you want to come? Um, no, no. But thankfully, my dad didn't end up coming, and I ended up going with my ex situationship anyways. But I was just like, that is fucking crazy. Like, why would you go to a play with me and my dad? That's just crazy. My dad is, and especially around guys, which I, it's just, that was genuinely crazy to me. But we had a good time. It was nothing too bad. And then, um, we began to become closer throughout December because this whole entire situation, as I said, happened around Halloween time, and November was very very chaotic. But we started to become closer again in December, and everything was going pretty well. He would send me very nice voice messages, which honestly I think I might still have. Could I just get too lazy to delete everything on my camera roll? But like it felt really nice to have someone care about me that much. And it's been a long time since I had a friend that cared about me that much, and um, makes me feel like I'm actually important and I actually have a reason to be here and stuff. So I was very happy to have that, especially freshman year, because my freshman year, oh my god, I hated my freshman year. It was so bad. So to have that sort of relationship with someone, it meant a lot to me. So everything was going well until Christmas break. So I don't even know like why I said this, but I told him like after like your birthday, I'm going to drop you. Oh yeah, it was because he suddenly stopped liking Ariana, and that just made me feel some type of way about him because I'm just like you were just like flirting with her and like doing all this stuff with her, and then all of a sudden you just randomly stop liking her and then you start to flirt with me. That's like kind of weird. So I wanted to respect her and like keep my distance with him. But that didn't work out because he was kind of attached to me, like not attached like how I usually get attached, but like he was like um like I was probably one of his only friends because he was a new kid. So obviously he has some sort of attachment to me and didn't want to lose me. So I felt bad and stayed his friend but kept my distance. And then around Christmas break, he told me that he pretended to like Sophia because I told him that I was too afraid to date. So he basically used my friend to hide the fact that he liked me. And I'm just like, okay, wow, so you're a bitch. Why would you do that? And what makes it worse is that the timeline does not match at all. Because I didn't tell him that I was afraid to like date people until the week after Halloween. So you know how I recently like how I just told you that they held hands at the car the week of Halloween. I didn't tell him that I was afraid to date after. So I don't understand what he means by using her and stuff like that when he was flirting with her way before I told him that. So this timeline doesn't make any sense, but the still what he said was extremely messed up, and I felt so bad for Ariana because I'm just like are you kidding me? Like, why would you lead a girl on like that? Like, you, especially, um, like, it makes it even worse because she was my best friend at this time. So, you used my best friend to hide the fact that you like me. Um, so yeah, that's freaking messed up of you. And I was genuinely so pissed at him to the point where I just blocked him on everything and literally never spoke to him again. I mean, honestly, I did spoke to him like Christmas Eve because I was genuinely so sad. I was so happy. I was so happy that I had a friend finally, and just for this entire situation to blow off just made me so upset, and I wanted to say at least a proper goodbye to him. And then my entire freshman year, I was pissed at him. I hated his guts, and I would do stupid things like make poems about him and then post it on social media for him to see it. So that was very stupid of me. uh, that that was so stupid of me. I'm thankful I'm not like that anymore. I'm completely moved on with everything I've gone through over the past years because I just am too focused on getting a job, going to college, saving up for college, my senior year. So I don't have any time to um, keep hatred towards people that I don't like. So yeah. I will say one thing though. I appreciate the fact that he was honest and didn't lie. I guess well he did lie, but at least he was honest about the fact that he was lying, and I appreciate that he told his truth because typically most men that I've known typically just lie and lie and never tell the truth until they get caught. But this guy, he told me the truth, and I'm just like, I know at the moment I was really pissed at him, but as I think about it more, I appreciate the fact that he was honest. And I I mean, I moved on from him a long time ago, but um I guess I could forgive but not forget the situation. Like I would never be his friend again, obviously. Um and yeah. So I don't know about Ariana. She forgives him or not because this situation is mainly hurtful to her. So I want to respect that. If she doesn't forgive him, I don't forgive him. If she does forgive him, I forgive him. Um, but yeah, that's basically the story of my situationship. And to make it even worse, he was a junior in high school at this time. So I was a freshman having a situationship with the junior. And the reason why I didn't think much about it is because we were talking when he was still 16 and I was 14. But come to realize that we had a 2 year and 6 month age gap. So that's really bad. He recently turned 19 when I was still 16. So imagine that age gap. I mean, people say like 3 years is not that bad, but I personally think it is because this guy is in college and I'm still in high school. So, yeah, guys, be careful with if you're whether or not it doesn't matter if you're gay, lesbian, straight, whatever. Be careful with older people. I am very into older people. I don't really like younger people much. The only like the lowest I would go is 1 year. Um, but I typically date older people, and it's better. It's better, but it's also still complicated. So please be careful with who we date, especially if they're older. And yeah, guys, thank you a lot for listening. This story time I know was kind of complicated because I barely remember it, and I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. But that's pretty much the majority of the story. And yeah, thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you all have a very great day. Bye, guys.